next up at UFC 283, we have another switcheroo fight. We have Gregory Rodrigues taking on short notice Brunno Ferreira. Gregory Rodrigues was supposed to fight Brad Tavares, and I thought he was a lock against Brad Tavares. I think this is a much tougher fight. This is a much more dangerous opponent than Brad Tavares is. Brunno Ferreira is 9-0 overall. He's 9-0 in his career, obviously, but all stoppage wins, and he is making a short notice UFC debut. And he's taking on Gregory Rodrigues, 13-4 overall, 4-1 in his last 5. That only loss in his last 5 was to Armen Petrosyan. We know Gregory Rodrigues at this point, so let's talk about Brunno Ferreira real quick. He's a powerful striker. He's light on his feet. He's constantly mixing up his attacks. He bounces on his toes, and that really helps him come in and out of the pocket, manage that distance really, really well. He's got wild spinning attacks. He will throw with absolute power, but he's also patient. You assume he's reckless. He's not. He's patient. He will find his opening, and then he'll explode. And what I like about his record is it's not hollow. It's 9-0, but if you look at his record, his opponents got increasingly tougher, right? It was against like a 1-1 guy, 3-4, 16-5. Like it worked its way up. It's not like some of these other UFC debuts that are undefeated that, Jacob broke down that dude last week that he was, he fought a guy that was 1-100. That's not who Brunno Ferreira is fighting. So
yeah, shout out Jay Ellis.
Yeah, I mean, good for him.
I think I knocked out Jay Ellis a couple of years back.
You may have sneezed a little bit hard at the grocery store. Dude fell over, and there's a win. Gregory Rodrigues, a beast. But what's crazy about him is he's a jiu-jitsu beast that doesn't use it. He comes out there, very good striker, so he wants to strike. He wants to bomb away, and he can get himself into a little bit of trouble here and there. As we all know, his face was split wide open, down to the bone in his last fight. They didn't stop it because it wasn't affecting his eyes. So they let it continue, and then he was able to get that win. The reason I think that cut matters, and I quoted Jacob here, Jacob's allergic to the sun, right? The earth doesn't want Jacob here so badly that it made the most important thing, the sun, it made him allergic to it. Like that's how badly Earth is
just
like.
It's just a 10-8 round every time he walks outside.
Every time he has to wear one of those old lady sun hats when he walks
he's out
around.
At the horse races. Gotcha.
Exactly. He's walking around Frisco, Texas, looking like he's at the Kentucky Derby with his dog. Anyway, he's allergic to the sun, so they had to cut off a chunk of his face, the sun allergy, and he got stitches on the inside. And I was talking to him about it. I said, "Hey, what did they tell you? Like how long? Whatever." And he said that the doctor told him it'll be 3 full months until the internal stitches dissolve. Gregory Rodrigues is 4 months removed from that happening. And I don't know when he could have started training again. I don't know when he could, because at first Jacob's like, they tell me I can't sweat. I can't, there's a lot of things you can't do for a period of time, especially wear headgear, get punched, like, wrestle with your head forward. So I don't necessarily think that thing is fully healed. Brunno Ferreira's stupid dangerous, stupid tough. He's definitely not the safer pick, but I do like him here. And I did a tiny little 0.2 unit. Full transparency units are $100.
You're picking Brunno Ferreira.
I am, but I threw $20 on the guy at plus 270.
Gotcha.
Because I think he can come out here and get it done. What do you think? I know how good Gregory Rodrigues is. I know how good he is.
Yeah. I've watched episodes of Dr. Phil, Steve Wilkos, and Jerry Springer with people less crazy than you. Let me tell you why. Let me tell you why. Brunno Ferreira, the records look good. His record looks good. The finishes look good. But if you go back and you watch the guys he was fighting, they're more experienced guys, but these guys are corner store clerks. Like they don't look like they have any business being in the octagon, and he's catching them with blast double legs coming from Timbuktu. He's taking like 2 full steps before he's making contact, and he's a short, stocky guy. He's built like He's built like
a tank. God, you could say tank. He's built like a tank. Go ahead.
I don't know. He's built like the Tasmanian devil, right? And he keeps a high guard. He looks like Deron Wynn if Deron Wynn could make like 170 or something. But I don't
Deron
think
Wynn beats Gregory Rodrigues too. Go ahead.
You're
no.
Okay. No, I think that Gregory Rodrigues knocks this dude out in the first round. I don't think that Brunno Ferreira is going to be able to stand with him. I don't think that cut really matters because I think Gregory Rodrigues comes off the couch and lays this guy out. Based on what I saw on film versus that dog or as Jacob would say, that dog that Gregory Rodrigues has in him, I think that Gregory Rodrigues packs this guy up. I think he boxes him like a fish. And my guy, Brazilian Barack,
boxes him like a fish.
My fellow Brazilians, I'm going to knock Brunno Ferreira out. I think he fully puts on all types of beatings on Brunno Ferreira and closes him out inside the first round. He's way bigger. He's way longer. He hits like a truck. He's got heart for days. And take away the Armen Petrosyan loss. I picked Armen Petrosyan that night. I was happy that he won, but I also knew what I was looking at, and that could have went either way. I think that Greg Rodrigues is damn good, and I think that he could really put the hurting on this guy this week. Tall ass, one of the hardest UFC debuts that you've seen in the last 18 months against
Zara Farron's UFC debut was Megan Anderson, but this is kind of tough, I guess. Sure.
Megan Anderson, Greg Rodrigues.
Listen, I don't disagree with what. First of all, what the hell's box of fish? What does that mean?
Box like a fish.
Oh, box like a fish. I thought you said a box of fish. It's
no.
Like, who the hell eats fish out of a box?
Gordon Fisherman.
Yeah,
fish sticks.
Jacob goes to Long John Silver's, but gets chicken strips. Makes no sense. Anyway, and that's why the Earth is like, all right, listen, dude, get the fuck out of here. I can't wait till he's allergic to water. And he finds that out. Anyway, I don't disagree with anything you're saying. Greg Rodrigues is obviously very, very good. I completely agree with everything you're saying. That's why I just threw $20 on Brunno Ferreira, because he is dangerous as hell. And I got him at plus 270. He's plus 246 now, which means some people are starting to agree. They're starting to see it. They see the value. Greg Rodrigues, quick turnaround. Not that quick, but quickish. Wild cut. And I don't care how good he is at jiu-jitsu. He doesn't use it. He does not use it. This is going to be striker versus striker. And Brunno is a very dangerous striker. Far more dangerous than Brad Tavares was. Do you think this is a tougher fight than Brad Tavares or no?
No.
Oh,
no, I think you and I see this two completely different ways. I think that Brad Tavares, like, crazy good chin, very steady, throws things right down the middle, very technically sound, and could go toe-to-toe with Greg Rodrigues, right? Guys that want to go in there and take his head off, like Julian Marquez, right? Julian Marquez was billed as chin of steel, and he got folded like laundry. He got laid out like church clothes. It was bad news bears for him.
But Gregory Rodrigues has been knocked out. He's not some iron-jawed cowboy. He was knocked out in the UFC.
Yeah. Well,
by a 170 pound. By a 170. It was contender series.
It was a contender series with Jordan Williams.
Jordan Williams, who is a 170.
That is unforgivable.
A 170 pounder.
Yeah. Well, that's also because he was rocking that tall guy defense. He was standing straight up, Jordan Williams. Whoop. But I don't know, man. I don't know. I don't think that this guy has it. And Jordan Williams is longer and I would say more athletic than this dude. So give me Greg Rodrigues, but I can see why you like the other guy.
Yeah, and don't I don't want people to think like I'm not.
He's not your lock of the week.
I'm not like out here yelling, screaming, this is crazy. No, these odds make complete sense to me. I totally get it. I just think Bruno's very dangerous, and I was like, you know what? $20 at plus 270. I genuinely think he can win the fight. Where I completely disagree with doing that is if it was you. Like, you do not think Brunno wins this fight. But let's say he was a plus 400, and you're like, I'll throw $20 on it. It's possible. It's like, no, that's stupid. Because you don't think that. Why would you spend money on somebody you think loses? I think he wins. I'm only going to throw $20 at it because the odds are crazy, plus 270. But I do have him in Knockout Kings. Frankly, you can have both of these guys in Monkey Knife Fight Knockout Kings. I think one of them does get knocked out. Mm-hmm. So you can go to weonpicks.com/MKF, sign up, get the free money. Somebody mentioned, it's not free, there's a rollover. No, it's not. It's daily fantasy. You give them $50, they'll give you 50. You give them 100, they give you 100. You use that money one time and then it's yours. You can withdraw it, do whatever the hell you want with it. You just have to use it one time. So take the free money. You could throw both of these guys in your Knockout Kings entry with Jalton Almeida. 100% you will leave with more money than you started with. That's a guarantee. Because one of these dudes is going to get knocked out. I think we agree on that.
Yeah, it's not going the distance.
Sure. I got you. I can't. I hope his head fucking splits wide open.
Yeah,
immediately.
Yeah, right. You're like,
immediately.
I told you so, Kunit.
Told you. So are you going to spend the $9,100 in DraftKings?
100%. Yeah. And I don't mean if you're playing 150 lineups, have 100% allocation. Because things can always get dicey, right? They're 4-ounce gloves, big dudes. But I do think that Greg Rodrigues is going to be in a lot of my lineups. Strong play this week.
Sure.
And he's going to be heavily owned, but it might be worth it, man. If he goes out there and this guy shoots one of those sloppy takedowns, because we don't see him grapple much, but think about when he fought Jung Young Park. Like
But Park was piecing him up.
He was until he wasn't. So that
okay.
Jung Young
You're
Park,
2 examples so far. Well, actually, I did the Jordan Williams example, but it's like, okay, Jordan Williams knocked him out, and then we're going to Jung Young Park, who touched him up.
Jung Young Park, he hip tossed him so far that Jung Young Park almost landed back on his feet. Right? He almost went full 360. Sure. Right? But I think that Greg Rodrigues gets it done. But I'm happy that we're split on the pick, though. I like the banter here. This is nice.
Sure. Well, speaking of our buddy Jacob just posted a fresh bet for premium members. So if you're a premium member, your Discord, I just got an alert on my phone from the Discord. Jacob just placed a bet. So he's alive.
No, I'm just kidding.
It's a premium bet. Dude, there are people now that we're almost at 10,000 subscribers and we got over 1,000 premium members. There are people in the YouTube comment section now like, hey, can somebody just copy paste? What's the premium parlay or what's the safety parlay? So I'm just deleting those comments like crazy.
Yeah.
Like
if
no
you
bootlegging.
Have enough money to put on a parlay. You have enough money for a $10 premium membership. Let's be real.
100% agree with you, obviously, and frankly, it's the same logic of if you can't afford to tip your waitress a couple extra bucks, don't go out to eat. Like, what are you doing?
Don't go out to eat.
Yeah, it's a cultural thing, but this is America, so that's how it works. Now, we don't need the tip. I went to Subway the other day because I'm very fit. I eat. My body is my temple. I got myself a lettuce sandwich with just lettuce and low carb bread. The lady at Subway turned the fucking thing. It's Subway. You're asking for a tip at Subway now? This is crazy.
They turn the POS and then
it's just gonna ask you a few questions.
Put that pressure on you.
Dude, I went to Jersey Mike's. So obviously I'm from Connecticut. I like a good sandwich. I like a good sandwich. I have a sandwich named after me at the most popular deli in Newtown, Connecticut. Check it out. It's literally called the Angelo Sandwich. It's on Yelp. It's on their menu right now. You can look it up. It's there. It exists. It's delicious. It is literally named after me because I coached the owner's son in wrestling. Anyway, I know sandwiches. Jersey Mike's is pretty decent. I go. Yeah. I get the giant Italian, low fat, everything. I get the giant Italian with a drink, water, of course, baked chips. And what do you think the total is?
For a big sandwich, like $12.
That total is like $23, and then they turn the thing. And the tip thing starts at 20%. It's like 20, 25, 30. Yeah, it's like, what? And then like a little tiny, it's a little tiny button custom. What? This is ridiculous. I get it. You just made my sandwich, but like, this was never a thing until this stupid Clovers. Anyway, that's my rant. So
yeah, you got to pay with cash. You got to go back to cash. It's a dying breed, but
yeah, exactly. Yeah, here you go. Oh, sorry. She's just like, and I'm going to ask you a few questions. How much do you want me to keep for tip?
Yeah.